Alongside Brian Schnee, I'm Amy Nay, and we start off Fox 13 News at 9, a little late tonight, with a developing story that's shaking up Utah's professional sports scene.
Multiple reports out tonight stating that pro soccer team Utah Royals FC set to leave the state of Utah and return to Kansas City.
We want to get right to Fox 13's Morgan Vance from sports with more on this news. Morgan.
Yeah, 2020 is what it is, Amy, but nowhere has this bizarre year been any more of a nightmare inside the sports world than it has been for Utah Royals FC. You can go down the list, and I will, but tonight's bombshell tops them all. The team headed back to Kansas City. I say back because that's where the club came from just 3 years ago, temporarily finding a new home here in Utah. And despite failing to make the National Women's Soccer League playoffs, they were embraced over those 3 seasons at Rio Tinto Stadium. Reports surfacing tonight hint that Royals FC players have been told of the move and are hence preparing for it. Here's the list. The season, of course, postponed and cut short before the Royals finished dead last after the restart. Then in August, the players began their social justice crusade. Owner Deloy Hansen, who was responsible for bringing the team to Utah, publicly criticized the protests, which began Hansen's undoing. Reports of higher-ups inside the organization making sexist comments then soon came out, and that was followed up by head coach Craig Harrington being fired for his own supposed misconduct. National team players Kristen Press and Kelly O'Hara soon wanted out, so you can see what kind of mess it's been. Of course, the next question is this an omen for Real Salt Lake? And the short answer there is no, they're their own beast. Then again, with their own set of issues, RSL has said that they are not commenting at this time.
Morgan, thank you. Also developing tonight, a plane making a tough landing in Summit County, leading to a partial shutdown of I-80 earlier this evening. And now authorities telling Fox 13 that the plane had to make an emergency landing on the I-80 Jeremy Ranch eastbound on-ramp. Thankfully, neither the pilot nor the passenger inside of the plane were hurt. It's not clear at this time why the pilot had to make that emergency landing.
We turn now to COVID-19 and the latest numbers here in Utah. There were 3,674 new cases of the virus reported today. That brings Utah's total amount since the outbreak to almost 213,000. The state's rolling 7-day average stands at almost 3,000 cases per day, with 25.5% of the tests coming back positive. The deaths of 14 more Utahns were reported this Saturday. All of the victims were over the age of 65, except for a man from Utah County. Utah has seen 939 COVID-19 related deaths since March.
Governor Gary Herbert issued an executive order on November 8th to stop bars from serving alcohol at 10 p.m.
Fox 13's Spencer Joseph has covered this story since that mandate went into effect. He joins us now with more on how the bars are doing 1 month later. Spencer.
Yeah, and really we talked to a lot of different places today. We called around Salt Lake City. A lot of actual bars had told us that they're really struggling but didn't want to go on camera, specifically because they didn't think they could actually keep their composure during the interview. That's how hard this has been on a lot of places. Now, we did talk to 2 different places, the Sun Trap and Twist. Both of them told us that this is very, very tough. Both of them also getting very emotional on camera, as you're about to see.
To live your life in a state of constant fear of not having a job or being able to provide for your family, it is not fair for somebody in power to leave an entire community in limbo.
It's been nearly a month since bars like Sun Trap have had to stop serving alcohol at 10 o'clock.
It is the most heart-wrenching and hard thing to swallow, to say, I don't know if I'll have a paycheck for you.
Across town at Twist,
their income got shut off on November 8th.
They're seeing the same things.
During the week, I don't even have servers because I don't have any traffic in here.
For both bars, their employees are those who they fear for most.
It's going to be tough, Spencer, because it's going to make me a little bit emotional. Before Thanksgiving, it was, Kirk, I don't know what to do. If I buy Thanksgiving dinner for the kids, I may not be able to pay rent or my car payment.
We had staff, along with Twist, they didn't know how they were going to supply Thanksgiving for their children.
For the last 3 weeks, about 5 to 7 employees every single week coming to me in tears.
Twist and Sun Trap are 2 of dozens of bars that have sent a letter asking for the governor's help.
At some point, we believed in the value of our leadership. That has now failed.
I've been very active in Utah, and this is the first time I've honestly had serious doubts about our leaders.
We are asking and we are screaming at the top of our lungs that we need support now too.
And are you getting that?
We are not. There's no communication.
And for other fellow bars, this could be the end of the line.
There's a handful of owners that have decided, you know, if this goes on for another 2 weeks, another 3-4 weeks, there's nothing we can do.
I know 3 right now that I know will not make it through this. They just don't have the financial means.
While these two say no matter what, they'll make it through this.
We're here. We're not going anywhere.
All they can do is continue to share the struggles that they're going through in hopes that something can be done to help their industry soon.
And help either compensate our employees and the businesses, or lift the mandate and let us do what the CDC has already approved us to do.
And for more on what bars around Salt Lake City are asking for from the governor and Capitol Hill, you can head to our website, fox13now.com. Now, both of those bars told me tonight that they're working very, very hard to support their employees through this time, while they themselves are losing thousands through this. On the Hill, Spencer Joseph, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Spencer, thank you. Navajo Strong, a nonprofit aimed to help members of the Navajo Nation, is seeking donations. This as COVID-19 cases continue to rise among the Navajo people, with 225 new cases and 2 new deaths today. The organization is accepting canned food and other non-perishables, as well as items like toys for kids. COVID-19 has hit the Navajo Nation hard, but they say they'll continue to fight through it.
It's innate that we're strong and that we can deal with this. We'll get through this.
Navajo Strong takes many of their donations online. We'll have a link to that at fox13now.com.
An update now tonight to our top story from last night regarding an investigation involving Ridley's Pharmacy in Morgan, alleging the pharmacy of filling fraudulent prescriptions for opioids. The complaint says the store filled more than 160 prescriptions for 2 people who, it says, quote, were obviously fraudulent. It also says, quote, any reasonable pharmacist would have prevented the illegal diversion of dangerous opioids. Now, this weekend, the director of operations for Ridley's sent us a statement saying that they have been cooperating with the DEA's investigation. He sent Fox 13 News this statement you see on your screen, which says in part, quote, we regret and are quite frankly frustrated that the government has seen fit to file this civil action, suggesting that a couple of its pharmacists could have been suspicious of certain prescriptions. We vehemently disagree with the characterizations and will vigorously defend against these claims with every intention of prevailing and protecting its good name.
South Salt Lake Police has released new surveillance video in a shooting investigation that they're working on this weekend. This all happened at the Maverick gas station at 33rd Southwest Temple Friday morning. Police say the victim, a 28-year-old man, was shot in the face. He is in stable condition in the hospital. Police are looking for this gray or silver 2004 Dodge Durango. It has a Utah license plate number of F141EJ. Police say it has a missing rear passenger side hubcap and a large dent on the front passenger side door. If you've got any information, please contact South Salt Lake Police.
New details to tell you about now. Unified Police are renewing the call tonight to find whoever shot and killed a woman and left her body near the Great Salt Lake. Police say it was a jogger who found the body of 42-year-old Akosita Kafusi along the I-80 frontage road near Saltaire back on August 29th. Now UPD is offering a $1,500 reward for any information or evidence leading to an arrest in this investigation. You're advised to call Unified Police if you believe that you can help crack this case.
Caught on camera, a truck up in flames on I-15 in southern Utah. Take a look at some of these incredible images, including this video here. Officials say this brand new Ford Raptor pickup truck is a total loss after it caught fire while being towed behind an RV. Officials telling Fox 13 the transmission for the truck had been placed in neutral, but the gears were still engaged as the truck was being towed. Thankfully, both the man behind the RV driving that vehicle and the woman riding with him were unharmed.
We want to turn to your weather right now. We did see some hazy skies over parts of the Wasatch Front today. This is a time lapse. These are so cool from our old mill camera. Hard to tell it's even moving though. That haze just kind of taking hold and sitting there. You see the cars flying by, though. Breck Bolton is joining us now with more on this. And Breck, sad to say, this inversion is staying put.
It really is. More of a stronghold across the Wasatch Front. Shallow inversion, but definitely at the low spots of the valley floors, we did see that haze thickening up. You got to the foothills, not too bad. And as we show you from our afternoon highs, the areas that are dealing with the inversion a little bit stronger, it's down towards Utah County as temperatures not getting out of the 30s. Also similar situation turning towards Vernal. Salt Lake City finally making up to 40 degrees, but again, we saw the haze in place. Ogden not too bad there, and in Logan, you reached a high of 40 degrees, upper 40s in Cedar City for your highs there, and mid-50s in St. George. Now, currently, we're still finding temperatures, well, as you can see, with the inversion in place. It's warmer in Park City than what it is in Salt Lake City, even towards Utah County as we're in the low 20s. Teens right now in Logan, also seeing teens over towards Vernal, currently 19 degrees in Milford, still hanging on to the 40s in St. George. Let's show you the air quality. It definitely has become worse across most of the Wasatch Front, even up through northern Utah. Yellows to oranges, moderate to unhealthy category as we look in Cache County. Notice some dots close to red, so we're now moving into that unhealthy to very unhealthy across the Salt Lake Valley, and that's a similar situation as we move through Utah County at this hour, and even turning towards the Uinta Basin, we're seeing unhealthy air right now. Right now in St. George, though, it looks like you're good. So as we're looking ahead, we need a storm to mix out this air. Any improvements expected as we move for the next few days? I'll let you know coming up.
You know, you just want to hold people accountable when they make a really poor choice.
Still ahead tonight, a series of crimes in Murray leaves one mother wanting answers. What happened outside of a Deseret Industries store this weekend?
Plus, there's a change to next month's inauguration ceremony for Utah's next governor. The plans that are happening now for the incoming Spencer Cox administration.
And she's making history among the Utah Air National Guard. We'll explain why when we come back.
The NFL on Fox. Saints.
Touchdown.
Falcons.
What a play. Coverage begins Sunday at 11 on Fox 13.
Graves left without a headstone.
Feel like you've been ripped off during the grieving process.
After families pay thousands for customized memorials.
It's paid for. All they have to do is just hand it over.
Nate Carlisle looks into the Utah company responsible. Fox 13 investigates, unmarked and unfinished. Sunday at 9.
Every day in Utah, 1 in 5 kids face hunger.
But when we all give,
even just a little,
it goes a long way.
Join us this holiday season.
And let no child go hungry in Utah.
This holiday season, help Utah Food Bank fight hunger statewide. Donate at utahfoodbank.org.
Visit Happy Honda Days to get a great offer on the CR-V. While others may be decking the halls, you could be dashing through the snow with the best value of the season.
Don't look good.
Yeah, it looks like it's both. Just what I don't need.
This is what you do need.
Complete the application within minutes, and if approved, you may get the money you need as soon as the same business day. Get the cash you need fast. Apply online today. Go to cashnetusa.com.
Hashtag idiot driver. Hashtag learn to drive.
Don't be a phony. Put your cell phone away when you're driving.
What are some other hashtags we can use?
Cowboys. Wow, what a run.
Ravens.
Touchdown. A special Tuesday edition of the NFL on Fox, NFL Network, and streaming on Prime Video.
Welcome back. Murray police need your help identifying 2 suspects accused of running over a Deseret Industries store worker. Now, the suspects are believed to have stolen from inside that store.
Fox 13's Diego Romo spoke with the mother of the alleged victim in this case about what happened and his long road of recovery ahead.
I was like, oh my goodness, what happened? And he's like, Mom, usually I just stop them and they throw the stuff at me and run away. Like, no one's ever tried to harm him before.
Wendy Willis says she was shocked after she learned about what happened to her son.
It's disappointing. It's disbelief. Like, what happened to humanity? Items are never more important than people.
It happened Friday afternoon in the parking lot of this DI store in Murray. Wendy's son tried to stop two shoppers after suspecting they had stolen from the store. When he and other workers approached their vehicle and asked to see the receipt,
and the guy just pressed on the gas really hard, went fast, hit the speed bump, which threw my son off. And as they drove off, the trailer they were towing ran over his legs. He had a dislocated knee and a fractured femur and some road rash, bumps and bruises. He hit his head.
With the damage to his leg, he faces surgery and long-term rehab.
He's non-weight bearing on that leg. He'll have months of recovery.
He has worked at the Murray store for 2 years. Wendy appreciates what the DI is doing after what's happened.
They've been in contact with him several times a day, making sure he's okay, letting them know they care about him, praying for him. They're being really good to work with.
Murray police are looking for 2 suspects last seen driving a 90s model maroon Suburban with a silver pinstripe pulling a trailer behind the car.
You know, you just want to hold people accountable when they make a really poor choice.
If you know anything, Murray police say you can call their tip line with information at 801-840-4000 or by submitting a tip on their website. We'll link you over at fox13now.com. In Murray, Diego Romo, Fox 13 News, Utah.
COVID-19 has forced a big change on Utah's Capitol Hill. Governor-elect Spencer Cox and Lieutenant Governor-elect Deidre Henderson will be inaugurated next month in southern Utah. The ceremony will take place at the Tuacahn Center for the Arts in Ivins. Health restrictions might still require some more changes. For example, the venue can only be at 25% capacity and physical distancing will be enforced. The inauguration will be broadcast on television. The governor-elect's inauguration committee has also announced plans for a statewide food drive to benefit the Utah Food Bank. You can find out more information about that on fox13now.com.
Well, you may not know her name, but she was a known go-to person for all things pertaining to Utah's state capitol. Allison Gamble, the executive director of the state capitol, passed away Friday from a stroke. For the past 19 years, she helped organize everything from galas to weddings to protests, even presidential visits at the Capitol complex. Gamble was 52 years old. Those on Utah's Capitol Hill are remembering her today. In a statement, Governor Gary Herbert said this is a sad day for Utah and that Gamble was beloved by everyone. Governor-elect Spencer Cox tweeted that she will be forever a part of this magnificent state capitol. He went on to say, quote, "Our hearts are broken and we will miss her."
Breaking ground in the Utah Air National Guard. One woman has assumed responsibility of becoming Command Chief Master Sergeant of the 151st Air Refueling Wing. Chief Master Sergeant Martha Castleton was sworn into the role this morning in a ceremony at Wright Air National Guard Base. Chief Master Sergeant Castleton is the first woman to serve in this role for the 151st.
Being able to come up here and be part of the wing and make a difference to 1,400 airmen is amazing. We are seeing that the typical cultural gender stereotypes are starting to fall apart, and that the Air National Guard especially is now part of this. It's embracing the diversity.
The transfer of responsibility comes as Chief Master Sergeant Matthew Hooper retired after over 25 years of service. Now, he served as the Wing Command Chief for just over 4 years. Deer Valley Resort opening today, but like other resorts is a little different. It's looking a little different, rather, from years past. Here are some shots of some enjoying opening day on the slopes. She's moving quick. Like other resorts, mask wearing, social distancing are all a must, and they also are allowing fewer skiers on the slopes this year.
Looked fun up there, didn't it? Some sunshine way up top.
Yeah, they had plenty of sunshine, and actually temperatures up at the base of Deer Valley actually warmer than some of the valley locations along the Wasatch Front. Of course, that's due to the inversion that is in place. As we know, moving through the winter months as that haze really socking in here along the Wasatch Front. Now let's take a look at your temperatures today. At least in Salt Lake City, we did make it up to 40 degrees, exactly where we should be for this time of year, at least for the afternoon highs. We started off chilly. We were in the teens, quickly getting up into the 40s. But if you were up a little bit higher in elevation, like for instance on the benches, we actually found afternoon highs in the mid to upper 40s as we broke free from that colder air that's just trapped here in some of the low spots across, again, the Wasatch Front and through the valleys. Now, temperatures right now in the 20s, winds light. It's going to be another clear night. As we talk about air quality, yeah, we moved into that unhealthy category, specifically as we look in Davis, Salt Lake, Utah counties. That's where we'll find ourselves tomorrow. Monday, a little bit of an improvement. We're going to see some colder air aloft that will mix up the air just a little bit. We'll still be at that moderate concern level. Back to unhealthy as we look towards Wednesday and Thursday. Looks like we could potentially move to the good or green category by Friday, as we've been talking about this storm on tap to reach us. Let's talk specifics right now. We still have a few days out there. Where do we stand as far as our forecasting and confidence with this storm? So Friday's storm, as it's going to bring some colder temperatures. Not a significant drop, but we know things will be cooling off. And again, it will be colder air above that will allow us to really set things up to break free from the inversion. We're going to get some winds as well. Precipitation, we'll see it. And it looks like mainly snow, but how much will we get? Models kind of varying on its agreement there, where it's not going to be a big storm. Yeah, we're going to maybe see a few inches up in the mountains, but again, it's going to at least hopefully allow us to see a couple of storms thereafter. But it doesn't look like we're going to see significant storms in the near future. Now, we do have one additional disturbance that we need to talk about. Not going to have an impact tonight. We're going to keep skies, as mentioned, clear. But we have this low pressure system, which again is digging southward. It's going to be under the high pressure, which sets up a blocking pattern where, again, we won't allow the storms to move throughout most of the work week. But it will usher in some clouds as it tracks its way through, bringing some showers towards Nevada and then tracking over towards portions of Arizona into Southern California. Let's confirm the movement of that disturbance and what it will be doing as we roll through Sunday, Monday. Start to see some clouds, at least across portions of northwestern Utah, down through the Dixie area as we head into Monday. But again, it doesn't bring precipitation. It brings some winds and hopefully will allow a little bit of a break from the inversion. Again, heading into Monday and Tuesday, that's all it will do. So for tonight, it's clear. It's still cold. It's teens in Provo as well as in Park City, Evanston, Vernal, you see that as well. Hopefully avoiding single digits in Milford. You'll be at 11 degrees as temperatures in the 20s in St. George. Tomorrow, maybe a degree warmer, as we're going to be finding afternoon highs into the 40s. Now, Provo, I know at the airport it's probably going to be right near 40 degrees, but again, you get beyond that, moving up near the foothills, you'll find temperatures in the mid to upper 40s. We got mid 50s in Cedar City and upper 50s in St. George. Heading for the 60s, though, as we go into the Dixie area. It's dry, it's clear. Now, that storm's not going to have much of an impact. It will drop temperatures for the weekend, bring some clouds and maybe some winds, but that shower threat just not there. Hazy sunshine in the forecast tomorrow. Monday, Tuesday, it's clear. Slight warm up as we get into the mid 40s on Wednesday. Winds kicking in. A chance of some snow showers, nothing of significance for Friday, and that's the only day we'll see that chance as temperatures cool off in the upper 30s.
Still to come, Spida is making some big moves with his new contract with the Jazz. See how Donovan Mitchell is giving back in a big way.
And don't forget, when you can't watch Fox 13 live, you can watch us streaming online for free anytime, anywhere on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV. Just search for Fox 13 on your device, and we'll be right back.
Zantac drug injury? Now, your attorney matters. Have you or a loved one taken heartburn medication like Zantac and experienced abdominal pain or stomach or other cancers? If you or a loved one has been injured by taking Zantac or heartburn medication, you could be entitled to compensation.
Call Robert J. DeBryan Associates. Call or click today for a free case review.
Now, your attorney matters.
Robert J. DeBryan Associates.
If you're someone who's living with HIV, know this. A diagnosis does not define you. You're still a friend, a family member, you're still you. Learn more at hivandme.com.
All the best traditions happen this time of year. Some happen around a table. Others happen under a tree. But my favorite tradition happens at a place that stays light after the sun goes down.
Luminaria, a holiday light spectacular that's delightfully different every time. Only at Thanksgiving Point, Come experience the season's brightest tradition. Visit ThanksgivingPoint.org.
2 classic Arby's sandwiches for $6. One, a French dip sandwich with a side of au jus. The other, au jus with a side of French dip sandwich. Don't overthink it. Arby's, we have the meats.
The frigid terrain of an untouched winter. Underneath this blanket of snow, a mystery awaits to be... Whoa! The Acura Season of Performance event is on now. Don't miss it.
Visit Mike Hale Acura or Jody Wilkinson Acura for attractive offers on the RDX.
Try something new this holiday season. Come into Arctic Circle today for a peppermint bark Oreo shake or sundae made with real Oreo cookies. But hurry, they're only here for a limited time. Arctic Circle, where the good stuff is.
They're stuck, and there's insurance companies stuck. After you're hurt, never go it alone. Call Siegfried and Jensen today.
Welcome back. A group of Olympus High School students are giving back to families in need in a big way.
Fox 13 photojournalist Vanessa Diaz went to Magna and shows us how the group Friend to Friend made a grand and safe gesture during the pandemic.
Friend to Friend is a nonprofit organization that started at Olympus High School.
Helps us grow, and we get to see the joy in their eyes and on their faces when we do things like this.
150 families that will be served through the Sub for Santa program with Friend to Friend this year.
We've been able to still do things and impact the community, even though there's a pandemic going on. We're doing it safely.
And the need is even greater now than it has been before.
We've had a lot of tears out here from both sides. It's not for us to just feel good, it's needed. These little kids need Christmas.
Did you get that one?
All right, we got it.
All right.
All right, Merry Christmas.
Yeah, thank you. Merry
Christmas.
Yeah.
For more details on future events held by the group, we've got a link over to their website from ours, fox13now.com.
Utah dairy farmers and the organization Dairy West teaming up today to give grilled cheese sandwiches to healthcare workers. Over 800 sandwiches were given to workers outside the University of Utah Hospital. This is all for the program Curds and Kindness. With all the healthcare workers' hard work during the pandemic, this was their small gesture and way to say thanks.
Our frontline workers are just that. They're at the front line of this COVID pandemic, and we want them to know that we care, that we're here, that we want to support them just as much as they're supporting us.
Curds and Kindness will now head north to serve healthcare workers in areas around Idaho.
NBA All-Star and Jazz franchise player Donovan Mitchell giving back to his hometown. The Jazz guard donated $12 million to Greenwich Country Day School in Connecticut, where Mitchell attended. He announced his donation on social media, saying, "Man, this means so much to me, not just building a brand new gym, but giving scholarships to less fortunate kids who normally wouldn't have the opportunity to attend private school." This follows Mitchell's contract extension with the Jazz, worth over $196 million over 5 years.
Well, a visit from President Trump on Saturday helped or hurt Republicans ahead of 2 January Senate runoff races. I'm Charles Watson in Valdosta, Georgia. That story coming up.
At Honda, we take the holidays seriously. Visit Happy Honda Days to get a great offer on the Pilot.
Everything changes the moment you're diagnosed with cancer. At Intermountain Cancer Center, we create a plan that gives you more of the moments that matter most, with experts dedicated to you. A team of caregivers who know why it all matters, and who fight with you to give you the best chance. Our experience means a better one for you.
Imagine life in that, or that. Having zero stress. Wasting zero energy worrying. 0 days wanting less seats. more seats, and 0 regrets. Imagine that. 0 reasons not to get into a Volkswagen, especially now that you can start shopping from home. Click, call, or come by today. Visit our Volkswagen Sign Then Drive event and lease the 2020 Tiguan S4 Motion today with 0 down, 0 deposit, 0 first month's payment, and 0 to its signing.
Is your credit score getting in the way of the things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit offer fast and flexible lending. Borrow up to $10,000 and choose repayment terms that work for you. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
Have you heard? Tempur-Pedic sleep is better sleep. With innovative memory foam developed by NASA, Tempur-Pedic mattresses reduce motion transfer, which means less tossing and turning so you can sleep undisturbed through the night. But which Tempur-Pedic is right for you? Come to Denver Mattress and test for yourself. Let our expert sales staff guide you to your perfect Tempur-Pedic. And right now, get a free Furniture Row gift certificate when you purchase any Tempur-Pedic. Shop Denver Mattress today, your Tempur-Pedic elite retailer.
Thanks for staying up late with us tonight. In your national news, President Trump back on the campaign trail this weekend in Georgia.
He's stumping for 2 Republicans that would help the GOP hold on to control of the Senate, while also fueling his own claims of a rigged election. Fox's Charles Watson has that story.
This election is control of the U.S. Senate, and that really means control of this country.
President Trump back on the campaign trail once again, hoping to rally Republicans ahead of 2 runoff races that will determine control of the Senate. But after the state went to Democrats in the presidential race for the first time in almost 30 years, the party is feeling emboldened about their chances.
We sent a message on November 3rd that was heard across the country, and now the whole world is watching to see what we will do at this moment.
And have you noticed? Some people are afraid of your power.
Georgia will recertify its election results in the coming days. The Secretary of State and governor, both Republicans, have come under fire by President Trump for rejecting his claims of fraud.
We did a 100% hand recount, retally, during the audit process, and so the results are the results. I'm disappointed as a Republican, but those are the results.
But with the president's attacks on the state's election...
You know, we won Georgia, just so you understand. Your governor could stop it very easily if he knew what the hell he was doing.
It remains to be seen whether his presence will help or hurt Republican turnout for the runoff.
President Trump talking about a rigged election and then also trying to urge them to go back out and vote on January 5th will send a conflicting message to voters down here on the ground.
So far, Democrats have outspent their GOP challengers, but Republicans have outraised Democrats nearly 4-1 as we head into the final month of campaigning. In Valdosta, Georgia, Charles Watson, Fox News.
When we come back, holiday shopping ramping up. Well, so are the scammers. We're going to break down the things that you need to know to avoid being conned this holiday season.
And before we go to break, I want to share a video coming in from a viewer Instagram. Liked explore Canarinville Falls. This is just south of Cedar City. So it was great hiking today. Yeah, frozen there a little bit with some colder temperatures overnight, but we're actually warming up. Is it a warm before our next storm? I'll let you know after the break.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Dashing through the snow and a one-horse open sleigh. O'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtails ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride.
In a land not so far away, people are saving hundreds on the most reliable network with Xfinity Mobile. They can choose from the latest phones or bring their own and choose the data option that's right for them. They even get nationwide 5G at no extra cost. And since they're on the carrier rated #1 in customer satisfaction, they live happily ever after. Again.
Xfinity Mobile. Your wireless, your rules, your way to stay closer together. Click, call, or visit an Xfinity store today.
We love our new home. There's so much space.
We have a guest room now.
But we have ants.
You're slouching again, Ted.
Expired.
Thanks, Aunt Bonnie.
It's a lot of house. I hope you can keep it clean.
At least Geico makes bundling our home and car insurance easy.
which helps us save a lot of money.
Oh, Teddy, did you get my friend request?
I'll have to check.
Aunt Joni's here.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
Nothing beats the fun of new technology during the holidays. And nothing has more fun technology than a new Hyundai. With magical features like available blind spot view monitor and wireless device charging. And with the savings of Hyundai Holidays, now you can get one for yourself. Hyundai Holidays. The longer you look, the more there is to like.
Get 0% APR for 72 months, plus 3 years complimentary maintenance on the Tucson. Visit buyhyundai.com today.
Car accident with a serious injury? Now, your attorney matters. Call Robert J. DeBryan Associates. Car accident and serious injury cases are all we do. Call or click today for a free case review. Now, your attorney matters. Robert J. DeBryan Associates.
Thanks so much for joining us tonight. The holidays are right around the corner. They're here. Chances are you've already started your holiday shopping, or at least you're thinking about it.
That's your friendly reminder there. Many people are sticking to online shopping this year due to COVID-19. And with that come concerns of scams and fraud. Fox 13's Max Roth has more from the FBI on how you can safely shop this holiday season.
'Tis the season for holiday scams.
Cyber criminals will be out in full force this season.
The FBI wants holiday shoppers to be on alert, as scammers are focused less on giving and more on stealing.
What we see a lot of are pop-up messages, whether on normal websites or social media, ads for quizzes or surveys that ultimately they're trying to redirect you and get you to share your personal information.
Cyber Task Force Supervisory Special Agent Casey Harrington says the scammers are more active and aggressive this year as more people are home due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
There's more people shopping online, there's more people working from home, there's more kids home from school that are online, so there's a lot more targets, a lot more vulnerable people out there.
To avoid becoming a target, the FBI recommends doing the following. Stay skeptical. If a deal looks too good to be true, you know it probably is. Be cautious of sellers demanding payments through gift cards or wire transfers. And never give personal information to anyone you don't know. That includes your birth date, social security number, or billing address. And prior to donating to a charity, verify they have a valid taxpayer identification number.
People are always in such a rush and don't have a lot of patience, and they click before they think, so we're really trying to get people to slow down, verify what they're looking at before they click on anything.
If you think you are a victim of an internet scam, the FBI recommends you contact your financial institution first, contact law enforcement to report it, and also go to ic3.gov, which is the FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center. Max Roth, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Still to come, a popular winter attraction is returning soon. Have you been? But of course, like everything else, not without some changes. What you need to know before you visit those awesome ice castles right here in Utah this winter.
And later in sports, rivalry hoops in Logan tonight. Could the Aggies end their losing skid to BYU? And speaking of the Cougars, number 13 with short prep time to head east where Coastal Carolina was waiting. This one coming down to the final play. Back in a bit.
Annual flu shot is the best way to protect you and your loved ones from influenza. Yet last year, only 40% of Utahns chose to receive a flu shot. With COVID, it's especially important to stay healthy in Utah. Get vaccinated. Defend against the flu.
Asking the tough questions and uncovering the hidden truth.
You got to be kidding me.
Reporter Adam Herbets, part of Fox 13 Investigates. If you've witnessed wrongdoing, we want to hear from you.
All the name brand tires you trust and our expert services on alignment, shocks, struts, batteries, brakes, and more will keep your vehicle running as smooth as those new tires. And take advantage of our good to no credit needed financing only at your local Big O Tires, the team you trust.
Hey sister, you triple rewardsing with Mountain America?
You bet I'm Mountain America triple rewardsing. Are you triple rewardsing?
I was born to triple rewardsing.
For a limited time, get triple rewards on every Visa purchase, only with Mountain America.
Every day in Utah, 1 in 5 kids face hunger.
But when we all give,
even just a little,
it goes a long way.
Join us this holiday season.
And let no child go hungry in Utah.
This holiday season, help Utah Food Bank fight hunger statewide. Donate at utahfoodbank.org.
Holiday traditions begin with Modern Display. Utah's best selection of collectibles, lights, trees, and ornaments can enhance your home festivities. Celebrate with Modern Display. Modern Display. Lights, trees, decor, ideas.
At Papa Murphy's, we make fresh pizza that you bake at home. Because home is where the cozy is. Home is where the fun is. Home is where the together is. And home is where the yum is. Because when you taste a fresh-made, home-baked pizza, you won't want to be anywhere else. Right now, get the chicken garlic pizza with chicken, herbs and cheese, and creamy garlic sauce for just $10. Papa Murphy's. Change the way you pizza.
Big O Tire's Black Friday sale is here. From November 16th to December 6th, get big savings on tires, oil changes, and more, including up to $190 in rebate savings on select sets of Michelin and BF Goodrich tires. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
The winter phenomenon many Utahns flock to see is back this year, but like all things 2020, it'll be a little different.
Isn't that beautiful? Fox 13's Carrie Kronk shows us how the ice castles are now changing how they do things due to COVID-19.
With a little bit of manpower and help from Mother Nature, the ice castles are created from the ground up year after year.
It just keeps growing, day in and day out.
The Winter Wonderland is built by hand, growing thousands of icicles that are sculpted into unique ice formations. This year is no exception. In fact, CEO Kyle Standiford says the ice castle experience will be slightly different due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
We have some of our crawl tubes and kind of tunnels and slot canyon areas are going to be more one-way instead of just cross traffic, just to keep people able to be distanced and keep people safe.
Standiford says this year the castles are designed especially with guest safety in mind. The castles will be operating at reduced capacity to promote social distancing and will require guests and staff to wear face masks.
When you think about it, an open air event outdoors, people are bundled up wearing gloves and masks and face coverings with promoted social distancing. We're really comfortable and confident that we'll be able to handle the COVID restrictions.
Ice artisans started setting up the structures for the ice castle several weeks ago, but progress has stalled as the workers wait on Mother Nature to cooperate.
We've got all of our water lines run and electrical power, all of that ready to go and ready to turn on once the cold temperatures come back and Mother Nature lets us build.
Standiford shared a hint at what new features guests can expect to see at the Midway Ice Castle this year.
We have planned to have a dome room with ice castles that kind of hang down. Every year, what's amazing to me is even though we have similar features, the way that the weather patterns work, it comes out a little different every year.
Standiford says they're hoping to open as close to New Year's as possible. Carrie Kronk, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Well, it's a ton of fun. Like in years past, there will be ticketed time slots for guests to reserve a time to visit the ice castles in Midway. For more information about ticketing and the castles themselves, you can find it on our website, fox13now.com.
That's so cool to see. Opportunities to build those ice castles at night throughout the morning, but throughout the afternoon, it's definitely hindering their progress right now. Hopefully, though, we'll see some colder temperatures as we move closer towards Christmas and then New Year's as well. Won't be that case here as we're actually finding temperatures above normal up through Heber, where you don't have as much of an impact from the valley inversion that we're seeing along the Wasatch Front. All right, let's take a look with clear skies in St. George right now. Your temperature 40 degrees, winds light, humidity still low. You're going to be looking forward to once again seeing sunny skies and even warmer temperatures in the forecast for Sunday. It's mid-20s right now in Salt Lake City. We're going down to the 20s throughout the overnight hours. Also winds light. As we showed you earlier on, air quality decreased, diminishing as we moved into the unhealthy category. even in some spots getting to that red and closer to that very unhealthy situation. That's what we're going to be finding ourselves for tomorrow, where the inversion in place even stronger. Some improvements for Monday, not big improvements, but definitely heading in a right direction. But we really need a storm that will roll through, that will bring both the precipitation, colder temperatures, and maybe a little bit of a wind factor there, where there is a chance of a storm, as we've been talking about, later on in the week. But I want to give you just a kind of a forecast and outlook, long range here, 8 to 14 days. The trend that we're seeing, where it's still looking across the state below normal precipitation, especially through central and southern Utah. Now, last week when I showed this same map, most of the western United States found below normal precipitation in the forecast over the next 8 to 14 days. But we're beginning to see things changing, at least to the Pacific Northwest, and moving closer towards the state of Utah. You see that area of gray, that's normal conditions. I would take normal right now. We just need something. So it's not very promising, but things are beginning to change a little bit. And we will see some storms, as they'll have a bigger impact across northern Utah, but not a significant impact here, again, as we move closer towards Christmas. Hoping for that Christmas storm, though. We'll, of course, see what happens as we move ahead. But let's just see if we can get a storm this week, where we're really not going to see much activity. Tomorrow, it's just another day, clear skies. Now, Monday, we start to see a disturbance roll through. It's going to dig southward, kick in some clouds across western Utah, maybe bring slightly cooler air. But again, across the state, we're going to be avoiding the precipitation and not get a direct hit from that storm. It's the one on Friday, at least across northern and central Utah. We get hit, it just doesn't pack a lot of moisture with it. So looking for tomorrow, another clear day. It's hazy sunshine. And with high pressure still in place, trying to get up into the low 40s, keeping temperatures about where they should be for this time of year because of the inversion. Again, if we didn't have the inversion, boy, we'd be finding temperatures in the 50s. But for tomorrow, you're going to see temperatures, again, 40s along the Wasatch Front, out of the inversion-prone areas. Nice temperatures, 56 in Milford, 55 in Cedar City, and close to 60 degrees in St. George, where we crack into the 60s as we head into Tuesday and Wednesday. Clear for the next several days. A few clouds Monday, some clouds on Thursday. That storm on Friday doesn't do much except bring in some winds and some cooler temperatures. Northern Utah, here we go. Hazy sunshine. Hopefully a little bit of improvement Monday and Tuesday, but kind of holding on to the haze. Clouds Thursday, some winds as well. Friday, some snow showers. Quick storm moving on, but it will cool off temperatures, and that should do the trick to help out with the air quality.
BYU's equipment truck was off for the East Coast before the game with Coastal Carolina was even finalized, and that's because, play or not, it had to get there in time just in case. In today's bizarre world of college football, you take a game whenever and wherever you can. This one a gamble, though, for the Cougars against a fellow 9-0. The Chanticleer is only in year number 4 of FBS play. First play of the game. This is how them Cougars roll. Or so we thought. Zach Wilson has Neil Powell at the sideline, but it was the shake and stroll after the catch that was beautiful. 91-yard touchdown in all, but a hold brought it back. A huge sequence in the grand scheme. 6-0 Teal after one. C.J. Maribel across, but BYU brought it in the second. Big hole for Tyler Algier, the sophomore, untouched for 42. His 11th touchdown of the season. Lead back to Coastal Carolina, Reese White from short, but Blue ends the half strong. Wilson, who did not have a single completion in the first quarter, watched Dax Milne tightrope and then somehow keeping his feet after the push, and he'll go. 41-yard connection, 14-13 BYU. Last play of the half, Wilson heaves. Only his third pick of the season, but watch the Chanticleers get a little dirty with Zach on the play. Bringing both sidelines out, things got chippy from there on out. And then after teams exchanged field goals in the third, Maribel again, this time in the fourth. 22-17 Coastal. Zach in a tough spot, needing to go full length of the field with 30 seconds left, has Gunnar Romney to stay alive. Setting up the game's final play, where Wilson has Milne over the middle, but he's brought down a yard shy. The 13th ranked Cougs going down in South Carolina, their first loss of the season. A tough one, considering the gamble to play anyone, anywhere.
Things just didn't go our way tonight. You know, I'm proud of the effort of our guys, but I don't want to take anything away from Coastal Carolina. They made plays, and they made more than we did, so they earned the win.
Late start, 0-2 record, not to mention a bad second-half collapse a week ago. Ute fans trying to find any little thing to rally around. Would the program's first win in over a year come against an Oregon State team fresh off an upset of Oregon last week? Utah's defense beating the offense to that first big play. Vontae Davis, his second straight game with a pick, setting up the second of 3 straight Jaden Redding field goals. Red then finding the end zone before the half. The diaper dandy Ty Jordan, his first career pylon crossing. The Beavers have since scored themselves. The Utes up 16-10 in the third. Utah State without head coach Craig Smith for their rivalry date against BYU tonight. Smith in COVID isolation. The Cougs on a second-half run. The true freshman Caleb Lohner from the backwoods. Road team up 7. Aggies right back. Neemias Queta outplaying Matt Harms tonight. Flushes 2 of his 18. Square at 61 with a minute left when Connor Harding drains the big one. USU did have their chances. Raleigh Worcester misses a free throw to tie it, and Worcester's last-ditch 3 is off as well. The Y has now beaten Utah State in 9 straight. Southern Utah disposing of Montana for the second time in 3 days now. John Knight III with daylight ahead. The Thunderbirds, though, still trailing by 8 with 3.5 left. Rally cap time. Tavion Jones from the corner. Then dumped in for Mason Fawcett. 40 seconds left. Dre Marin for SUU's first lead since the first half. They still needed a Nick Fleming free throw to get it done, though. 75-74 in Cedar City. And Dixie State now improving to 2-0 in their first season of Division I. Jacob Nichols leading the Trailblazers with 14 against St. Catherine. Second half, the kid from Spanish Fork with the putback. Credit Hunter Schofield with 9, while Brock Gilbert prepped at Syracuse. A couple of late trays by him all over the Firebirds, though credit the NAIA school playing 5 straight games on the road against D1s.
All right, Morgan, thanks so much.
Taysom Hill and the Saints tomorrow right here on Fox 13 at 11 a.m. Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow.